Well, it's been a beautiful summer so far, and that weather is good for local businesses. We chat with Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce President and CEO Wendy Northcross on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Thursday, July 14th, 2016. I'm Sara Mantle.
Had really some absolutely spectacular summer weather, Wendy. So I wanted to go back. I think last time I saw you, we were at the Mattakees Wharf restaurant. The first day of summer, Doug the Quahog came in by kayak. What a great event that really has turned into.
You know, it really is fun. We designed it to be just for the media. You know, people like you get the media attention for Cape Cod, but Cape Codders and actually visitors to the Cape love to be there. They love the craziness of it, and there's always free chowder, and you know, we usually have some kind of a celebrity there other than Doug. So it's fun. I'm glad you could join us.
Absolutely, and really, you know, it's I think a lot about all of the kind of pomp and circumstance that goes on around Punxsutawney Phil, right, for Groundhog Day. Do you see Doug the Quahog kind of turning into Cape Cod's version of Groundhog Day?
You know, I hope so. We really try at that. We've hired public relations people to try to get the word spread widely across the other side of the canal. But, you know, I could never figure out why on Groundhog Day they do it like at 5 in the morning and it's freezing cold outside. And, you know, it just had no appeal to me. But I love the concept of a critter predicting the weather. So, you know, the Quahog makes a lot of sense. It's the first day of summer, and Quahogs live to be really, really old. You know, our Doug the Quahog is probably about 90 years old. So you've got to know what's going on with the Earth's, you know, temperature and all of that. So he came up with a pretty robust prediction this year. We're hoping he was right.
Absolutely, 100 days. Well, I think that, you know, in the almost month that we've seen since his prediction, we've had some pretty phenomenal beach days, including really one of the best 4th of July weekends that I can remember in a long time.
Yeah, that's what we're hearing. You know, our information offices, the staff there track the weather so we can see how good Doug's predictions are. And, you know, he's been pretty right on. This year, we thought it was a pretty aggressive prediction, but that 4th of July weekend was a real boon to business. And that's kind of the point. You know, if we've got great beach weather, we can do all the great marketing and have all the great product in the world for things to do and cultural events and activities and museums. But if the weather's against us, that matters. And I think we all saw on 4th of July weekend what can happen when the weather is with us.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about how we've seen in terms of people coming to the Cape. I think, you know, evidenced by the mass exodus on the Tuesday after 4th of July and just the traffic jam that seemed to be from one end of the Cape to the other. There were a lot of people here, and we have had a lot of people here for the summer season.
Right, and we're hearing from some of our members, you know, we don't get hard numbers until a month later, so it's really hard to know definitively, but you do have those metrics, you know, what was the bridge traffic like? Of course, that's everybody leaving at the same time, essentially, but we are hearing from some businesses that it's their best 4th of July weekend ever in business, and that's coming from some companies that have been around a long time. So, yeah, I think that's great. We know we kind of go into a dip right after the 4th of July, but really, if the Cape is ever sold out, it will be for 4th of July. And when it happens on a weekend like that, it's just the magic sauce. It's what you need. It's all those days in a row that people have to, you know, get away from work and never mind tack on extra days. So it was a very profitable weekend for Cape Cod.
Absolutely, and good to see. Now, of course, I think about all of the traffic backups on both sides of the highway. And does that, you know, make you think about the conversation about perhaps some infrastructure changes at the canal in terms of bridges and traffic patterns and all of that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact, the week before the 4th holiday, that last week in June, we met with the governor 3 different times. And I think he's finally hearing us that, no, you know, we need a traffic solution around the canal. And I'm sure a bridge is part of that. Our bridges are really old. they're 80 years old plus now, and they need a plan for the future. I think we've convinced the governor. The state owns the roadways leading to and from the bridges. We need to have a plan. We need to find funding for it. And he's finally hearing it. He's hearing it from some top-level executives on the Cape, saying this isn't about people getting to and from their vacation destination. The real impacts come in October, November, December when we're doing road work, and there's supposed to be new cement joint work done on the Sagamore Bridge in the next few months. So that drops us back down to one lane. That's a permanent drop until that work is done, and that creates huge headaches for the economic health of Cape Cod. So we work on that almost every day. We've got some ideas now relative to next steps, but having the governor understand what the problem is. The problem is not 4th of July weekend traffic. That's probably going to happen even if you have a new bridge or you replace the Sagamore, you fix the Bourne Rotary. We're talking about other things too, like the outbound traffic. We need to do something with that exit 1 on-ramp right at the base of the Sagamore Bridge. Even on peak weekends, we've been trying to ask, can we just try an experiment for the peak travel hours, just close that exit ramp off, so if there's an emergency, you can open it immediately, but let traffic flow down 6, get it over the bridge, get people going, instead of having that merge right at the base of the bridge, which is a choke point anyway. So, yeah, it drives us a little crazy, but then it also proves our point. We need a modern bridge. Ironically, my husband and I just took a road trip. We went over the Tappan Zee Bridge. They're building a brand new Tappan Zee Bridge right next to the old one. $4 billion, federal and state money. The construction is amazing to look at. It's a modular bridge, really pretty, and it's going to be done. They started it 2 years ago, and it's like halfway done. So
wow,
we can do it. We just have to have the political will, and we have to figure out how to pay for it. We've been trying to tell the governor, Cape Codders call every time there's a jam. Cape Codders say, we need a fix, we need a solution. So when we've asked, would you be willing to pay a toll if there were a new bridge? Yes. Hands down, yes.
Sure.
So, but, I get a free bridge. I love having a free fix. if free means federal money, it's still our money. But so that seems to be sort of a debating point now. That's kind of going back and forth in the press about who pays for a fix. Problem is we can't wait 20 years for a fix, and that's what we've been promised. New bridges in 20 years. We can't wait that long.
Absolutely, just too long. And you bring up a great point in that, we're always going to have traffic during the peak summer months, but for those getting on and off Cape for business reasons, for work reasons, even during the deadest time of the year, that's where it's really important to make sure that the traffic is flowing as efficiently as possible.
It's a safety issue. But then, like I said, we get into mid-July, the business slacks off a little bit, and we would still love to have that volume of customer around, but it changes. It's not the same as when you have a work holiday. So we do kind of more inventive things like the Cape Cod Hydrangea Festival, which we're right smack in the middle of the Hydrangea Festival. We have people actually coming from over the bridge, from away, from Arkansas, from Connecticut, from Texas. They're coming here just for the Hydrangea Festival, which is a really cool event. We're in the second year. Private gardeners open up their homes, actually not their homes, but their private gardens, and people pay $5 at the garden gate, or they can buy tickets online. But the $5, 100% of that money paid by the visitor goes right to a local nonprofit. So in Barnstable, for example, we just toured on Monday the Sturgis Library Garden, all along 6A in Barnstable Village. Gorgeous places I'd never seen before. And then there's another set of gardens that will benefit the Barnstable Education Foundation. So it's a really cool event. And if people are trying to entertain company or find some reason to get out and about on a beautiful summer day and do some, good work for their community, go enjoy the Hydrangea Festival.
We'll be sure to tune in to our hour-long news program, Barnstable This Morning, weekdays at 8 a.m. On tomorrow's show, we will have our weekly arts and culture segment. We'll meet some great pets looking for forever homes. Plus, we'll have all the news and information you need. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sara Mantle.